Welcome back to Gainyo Cougars. We're going to be learning about the 5.2C lesson, but we're not going to be doing models. We're going to be using the same proportions as we were before. Michaela missed 25% of the questions on her English final. If there were 48 questions on the test, how many questions did she answer incorrectly? So what's important to do is to figure out what is our part and what is our whole. So when it says there are 48 questions on the test, that's going to be the whole. And when it says how many questions did she answer incorrectly, that's going to be the part that we're searching for. Just a reminder, what we're looking for is part of our let statement. So we're going to let X equal questions answered incorrectly. So for our word ratio, we're always going to reflect our part and our whole, but we're going to make it more specific so that it's a little bit easier for us to do. So just like last time when we had part to whole, the part that we're looking for here is the incorrect questions, where the whole is the total questions on the test. So rereading the problem, it says there are 48 questions on the test. That's going to be the whole and will go on the bottom. We don't know how many questions she answered incorrectly, which is where we're going to put our X. And then on the other side, we've got our 25%. So percent means out of 100. Now you're going to go ahead and use your butterfly method. It's okay if you want to put your circles around the 48 and 25 and then the 100 and the X. In your calculator, if you put in 48 times 25, you are going to get 1200. So we have 100x equals 1200, but our goal is to get x all by itself. So we need to divide by 100 on both sides, and that's going to give us x equals 12. So what this means is that Michaela answered 12 questions incorrectly. Number 2 is a lot like number 1. We're just changing the subject that the person's taking a test on. Joe missed 20% of the questions on his history test. If there were 75 questions on the test total, how many questions did he answer incorrectly? So 75 questions is going to be our total or the whole. We have our important percent that's given to us. And again, we are looking for incorrect questions. And that is going to be our part. So we are going to let X equal incorrect questions. And then the part that you guys love, you've been great at since Module 1, we've got part to whole. So for our word ratio, on this one, again, we're going to use incorrect to total. It's not always going to say incorrect to total, but for right now, that is the situation that we're being given. So if we reread the question, it says there are 75 questions on the test total. So 75 is going to go on the bottom. The X is going to go on the top, and then on the other side of our equation, we're going to have 20%. So we have 20 out of 100. Going ahead and cross multiplying, we have 100 times X, and then 75 times 20. I remember one of the questions that came up when we were doing this last time was, does the order matter? And the answer is no. If you want to have the 20 in front of the 75, it's completely okay. Using your calculator to multiply that, you are going to get 1500. And then you're going to go ahead and divide by 100, and you will get x equals 15. But as you'll notice as we solve these, we had to reread the problem 3, 4, sometimes 5 times, and it's completely normal to need to do that. So that means that Joe answered 15 questions incorrectly. Okay, on to number 3. Sally saw a jacket marked 60% off. So 60% and off are both very important. Then it tells us a phrase that you are going to see a lot in the next coming sections. It says the original price is $200. Anytime you have your original price, that's your whole because that's where it's starting. Then the question asks, how much money will she save? So this is going to be our part. So what we are looking for is the amount Sally saved. So just like we have our part to whole, we are going to have the money saved over the original price. The more specific you are with your word ratio, the easier it's going to be to fill it in. So again, rereading it, it says Sally saw a jacket marked 60% off. So we have 60 out of 100. The original price is 200, and we said that that's the whole. And notice that the 200 lines up with the original price, and then we want to know how much money she saved. So using our cross multiplying, we have 100 times x equals 200 times 60. Using our calculator, when we multiply that together, we're going to get 12,000. If we divide by 100, we are going to get 120. So that means that Sally saved $120. I could ask you another question off of this and ask you how much does the jacket cost now? To do that extension, you would take 200 minus 120 to get 80, which would mean that Sally spent $80 on the jacket. That's a pretty good deal. And that finishes up section 1. Are you kidding me? Did it not work?